I've been in an overwhelmingly energetic, adventurous, restless, reckless sort of mood for the last 2 weeks, so this past weekend I decided to go and explore an abandoned, supposedly haunted, former smallpox hospital on Roosevelt Island. But then the train that would get me there wasn't running and traffic was horrible, so I got impatient waiting for a bus near Columbus Circle, and my impatience asked me, but how often do you have a few hours to do nothing in Columbus Circle? And I put off the smallpox hospital adventure for another weekend. Okay, it's hard to find a part of New York City I don't love, but still, despite its name, I love Columbus Circle. I've always deemed it a place too glossy to live, but that would be such fun to work near. It's beautiful and clean and bustling, and it makes me feel the glory of the city in which I live. I love New York for several reasons that are romantic enough, but the pragmatist in me is drawn to these rich, shiny buildings and the people inside them whose lives provide me with, opportunity in the capitalist sense. This particular Saturday afternoon, though, I was maybe in the mood for breaking into haunted buildings more than conventional basking in Central Park. I love the underside of Gloss. It's maybe why I like Gloss at all. The thing with huge, busy places is they're full of hidden corners in plain sight. Everyone is so busy doing their own thing that you can do whatever you want underneath. What I wanted was to poke my nose around the way I would have in the abandoned hospital on Roosevelt Island. Like fountains. Fountains are so pretty, and they're just filled with water. That thing we drink and shower in and hardly give a second thought, and here it's the mark of splendor, and no one even touches it, because in Columbus Circle it's magic, apparently? Well, I want to be a part of it, and fountains are easy to be a part of because they're always surrounded by something easy to climb on. I love them for this. Fountains are just water! What a delight! The whole enterprise is similarly mind-blowing. The park is just 20 feet away, but we all prefer to crowd into this tiny outdoor circle to share a space with the pigeons. Circles are something special, it turns out. Perfect for dancing, worth having a roundabout in the United States. I wanted to experience that too, the space between the circle and the traffic. And then the park has its own corners to poke around. There's so much going on, so many people, and we're all so small compared to this huge green rectangle someone decided to plant in the middle of New York City. There are bicycle pillows and Big Bird experiencing homelessness and picnics on rocks, a circle of children around a pop-up drummer, ducks who aren't going to leave in the winter. Like, I get it. It's New York. This is Central Park. But the thing is, no one's here to be noticed or for anyone's entertainment, really. They're just doing stuff. Ambiance is great, but I also love individual parts, climbing behind the rocks and up the bridges from the outside and touching things as things rather than concepts. I know everything is greater than the sum of its parts, and New York makes people as much as people make New York, but sometimes I just want to pick things to pieces. I think that's maybe all an adventure is, just noticing and deconstructing the world we've been given until it's our playground. Though of course I'm going to eventually. We don't necessarily need to go to haunted, abandoned hospitals for that. Lying on a big rock with a backpack as a pillow and looking up into these, really tall trees and high sky is plenty on its own.